he had to engage in a form of character development in order to be the kind of leader that would allow the Bulls to become the amazing dynasty that they were. So my point is to say that I would argue, I would dare argue that sometimes when we get trapped into having this messiah, like some guy who's like, I'm the man and I'm the alpha and everybody, and I've seen that. I'll never forget, I'll never forget when I met Umar Johnson. He called himself King Kong Consciousness. And I thought that was the weirdest thing in the world. I was like, what, that's weird. That's crazy. Like what, huh? Or when I met Kanye West, I told you about that when he told me he was the most important person on earth next to Vladimir Putin. I don't understand that because what you're doing is you're feeding ego, which is a sign of emotional immaturity, in my view. That means you still, whatever it is that was happening you, inside you as a little boy that had an insecurity is still there. And you're feeding into that insecurity by saying, look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm important. I'm the man. I'm relevant. Nobody else matters. I'm the man. I'm important. I'm better than you. Right. And really, that actually, in my view, causes significant problems in black leadership. But then on top of that, it's even worse when you have a community that doesn't have the self-esteem that we should have. So when you have people that have, low self-esteem and they're looking up at the Messiah and they believe he's the Messiah because he presents himself as the Messiah. He always wears the nicest suits. He drives the nicest car. He's the tallest man in the room. He's the one who's got the most charisma. He's the one who's wearing the crown every time you see him. So people will buy into that. Like people will really start believing that you're important because you're presenting yourself that way. But then what happens though is that you have a dysfunctional form of leadership. You literally have all this pressure on one guy trying to do everything by himself because he's surrounded by a bunch of people who are just sitting there watching. So my argument would be that if we really want to win, we need all hands on deck. The best way for any of this, I have a vision. My vision is Project 2070, where I believe that by 2070, B1 people can lead the world when it comes to economic achievement. I do believe that economic power, economic strength, economic intelligence. By 2070, that's when it's going to happen, and we're well on our way. We're years ahead of our target deadline on this, and I know for a fact that I cannot do this without you. I cannot, if I can't get you to get off the couch, then I have failed. If I can't get you to change the way you're teaching your kids, then I have failed. If I can't get you to take some action, if I can't get you to even buy your first share of stock, then I have failed. So when I'm talking to you and I'm saying, "Hey, let's do this. Come on, what are we going to do today?" I'm begging you to do this because I know that I am limited in terms of what I can do. I only have so much money. I only have so much time. I'm 54 years old. I might not be here tomorrow. I don't know when my last day on this earth is going to be. So I'm pouring into you as much as I can because I know that based on the mathematics that if I spend that energy pouring into you and then you take that and you activate even a fraction of that and we do this at scale, then that's when we start taking this sucker over. That's when we start winning. Do you understand? Do you get what I'm saying? Does this make sense? I hope I didn't overtalk it. I know I probably sound like an arrogant prick just talking like crazy about this, but this is what I believe. I believe that we can learn from black historical figures, but I think we got to get away from putting people on a pedestal and making them into these untouchable giants that are beyond reproach and beyond criticism, as if their models were the absolute best models available for Black advancement. I don't think that they are. I think that these are models that are supposed to be critiqued. You're supposed to learn.